Hollie, you have a PlayStation access. Me and Rob just played Battlefield 1. We didn't do very well, but we did have fun. So I am going to ask you a few questions about the new stuff you've got on show, because this map, Rush, is what we played. This is all new. Tell us about Rush.
Well, what we've done with Rush this time around is slightly mixing it up a bit.
Yep.
So what you're doing is, as an attacker, your objective is to take out these telegraph poles that the defenders use for calling in artillery. And the defenders in their turn can use these to sort of interact with the poles to just call in the artillery strength.
Yeah, so if you've been playing, you can go back to your transmitter, upload the information, and then all the enemies that you or anyone on your team have seen the location of will then be visible to everyone, right?
Yeah.
That's quite clever. Now, this map, though, is enormous. How are people getting around? Because running from point, especially if you have to retreat, that is a long way to run. So how are you guys managing a map that big?
Well, Battlefield is all about, the epic scale of the battles, and we're really giving opportunities to great sort of gameplay and great team play, utilizing good tactics. And, we spend a lot of time sort of going over these maps and making sure that there's a sort of viable option for anything, that you make sure that, no battle is ever the same, but you can sort of adjust your tactics and the routes that you take, and, keeping it fresh always.
Now, when we were playing, the weather did change. A horrible sandstorm rolled in. Does this always happen on that map? Can maybe you play and you don't get a change in weather? Because it really changed. The visibility is just zero, which is great if you're trying to hide from the tanks.
Well, we wanted to really make the experience that you have no battle that's ever the same. So we added this sort of level of unpredictability. It's not only in the destruction that is more intuitive and natural this time around, you can really reshape things around you, but also adding the dynamic weather system sort of works in an unpredictable way. So it can be a clear day, then suddenly, for example, in the Sinai Desert that you played, it's a sandstorm is rolling in.
Yep.
Sort of you need to adjust and adapt to that to sort of work your way around it and sort of adapt your tactics to it. And also we have thick fog can come in and rainstorms, so it keeps that level of unpredictability, making sure you don't experience the same thing over and over.
It's literally the only reason that me and Rob got any kills, because it meant that the tank just couldn't see us. We were able to finally do some damage. We weren't very good. Now we've got the behemoth, depending on what you want to say. What the hell is that?
It is something that this era really sort of presents as an opportunity to bring new things into Battlefield. These are, really big war machines that are fully player controlled. And we have for the Sinai Desert that you played, it's the armored train that can come in.
It looks incredible.
Yeah. And then we have also the airship and a big battleship, the Dreadnought. And what these things do is, like I said, they're fully player controlled. And depending on what game mode you're playing in, it's like the team who's in trouble can get these as reinforcements that will, force the team with the upper hand to really adapt to it. So it can really turn their game around it. And it requires a lot of, strategy to take these out. So they're a force to be reckoned with when you encounter them.
So, okay, let's say our team isn't doing very well. How would a team then go about summoning the help of the behemoth?
Well, for instance, in sort of operations, if you're losing ground and you're in trouble as defenders, you will get supported by this behemoth. It's calling in, and you can spawn into it. So you can be a lot of players in that. You
can put your whole team in there pretty much. The thing was, it was huge, and it rolled on in. We were like, okay, let's do it. So how do you take one of these out? Because that's not just you having a go and pop at it with a machine gun, is it?
No, it is a means to help turn the tides of a match that is a team in trouble, and the attackers need to adapt to the strategy and really work together to bring these down. And it also adds to the unpredictability of taking out, for instance, an airship.
Yeah.
It can crash down anywhere, and it sort of really changes things around.
Okay, so the elite classes.
Yes.
Latest announcement, you had the Gamescom trailer, but you did have the elite classes.
Yes.
Let's talk about those, because these really are ridiculous.
Yeah, it's one of the cooler things with World War I is digging into the, not only seeing all the unexpected things that you would expect from World War I, but digging into and finding the unexpected to present.
Yeah.
And elite classes is definitely one of these. And we have 3 of them, and they work as pickups that you pick up in the field, and you redeploy as one of these. And you can see them as sort of a playable mini-boss, if you will. So we have the Sentry, which is a plate-armored guy, who wields a really heavy water-cooled machine gun, walks slowly, but he's immensely powerful and can take a lot of beating. But, they all have strengths and weaknesses. So this guy has omitted the gas mask in favor of the...
Get your medic in there.
Yeah,
Love
and
some
then you
gas
also
grenades.
have the flame trooper, which is a flamethrower guy.
That
with a
looks
flame-proof
ridiculous.
sort of coat on, and he's really lethal from the front, but he's kind of weak at the back.
Yeah, they've always got
carrying the tank,
they've always got a tank.
Oh yeah, and then there's the tank hunter, who's a guy who's wielding a man-sized anti-tank rifle.
It's it's huge.
It's massive.
It's a stunning weapon anyway,
Yeah.
let alone in Battlefield 1.
Yeah, so that one is great. You can take out parts of tanks and really cause damage to vehicles as a sort of an infantryman, which really mixes things up. And again, they have all those strengths and weaknesses, and you really need to sort of get accustomed to them when you're playing them. But also, they're a viable threat to a match, and the ones encountering them really need to have a think on how to take them out.
Cool. Now, if anyone who's watching this wants to play what we played, will that be in the open beta that's coming up?
Yes, the open beta is the Sinai Desert that we're showcasing at Gamescom, and you will be able to play Conquest and Rush on it, and it starts August 31st.
Well, there you go. If you want to try and do better than me and Rob, it's not hard, then you guys can follow those instructions. Otherwise, stay tuned, 'cause there's more coming up from PlayStation and from Gamescom.